And we are back. You should have. I just tried to get a little juice, so you see me moving around. But so okay. So let me tell you. So I heard Clinton out of her own mouth today. She said her and her husband have a big announcement that they have a new injectable drug that prevents HIV. You get it twice a year and no more HIV. And it's really expensive right now in the United States. And they're trying to get it down, but they've got this drug that prevents HIV. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was just looking at it. It says injectable, and you got to take it every 6 months. It can be administered every 6 months. I mean, this is touchy for me because this it might be a little personal. My father passed when I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah, he died from AIDS. So yeah, that's why for you to say this is like
Wow.
wow. You know what I'm saying? This is like wow. This
Mm-hmm.
might this could bring her back in a new space. This
Ooh.
could bring her back and them back in a new
That's
space.
a that's
Actually.
a hell of a pull in right there. I didn't listen.
This could put her in a new space. Think about that.
Ooh,
Boom.
good
Within all of
call
this,
on
you
that
know,
because
man,
we don't have a Democratic presidential nominee.
boom.
And you
And you
just
come
said
with a
I was
miracle
thinking to
drug,
be the white woman before the black woman.
and you come with a miracle drug, man.
Wow, that was a good call. Because I was wondering, I'm sitting here like, what she got to say? You know, she looks a lot older, not a little older, but she looks a lot older. And but at the same time, she's like, oh, we've got this big announcement. And that's exactly what she was doing. But see, I had already put her outside it. But then, you know, when you have a goal, right? Your goal never really goes away. So now
Nah,
they
it's the
really
way.
use Kamala Harris. If that is the case, if they go for that move, then I feel bad for Kamala because then she got pimped, for her 107 days because she went in and she did everything that they needed to do to get the woman feel and all that kind of stuff. And then now you throw Hillary Clinton back in.
Yeah, but I mean, she had a hand in that incarceration to put herself in position in the first place. So I mean, it's tough how the comic energy comes around. Um, it's but this puts Clinton in a tough. This puts their name in a tough space tough space though, man.
Why you
Kamala
say
can
that?
pass you on. I'm saying you come with a miracle, like we saying this is like a miracle drug in a sense. So now you don't have to be as cautious. So people will still being cautious and using protection unless you worried about pregnancy or getting HIV and AIDS. I mean, some of the other maybe some
Oh,
of the other
so
STDs and
does
stuff
that
like
just
that.
condoms?
But you can still take medication for a lot of the other stuff. This is one of those like only Magic Johnson had the
but
had the
but wait, did you hear how Magic? Magic got all his blood taken out and put back in.
yeah, I didn't hear
He
that, but
got
he
a
got
whole new set.
a
He
whole new
got
set of
he got a whole new set.
so
Magic
how
got a whole new blood kit.
yeah.
He got all his blood taken, all the technical blood was taken
Yeah,
out of him. He got a whole new set of blood in him.
yeah. Wow,
So
I didn't know
so
that.
he did it all. Like he's a new man. Like he's the
Yeah,
bionic man for that one. Like women ain't taking
yeah,
all his blood out and replacing it. So
yeah.
he's on
Now,
somebody
yeah,
else's blood.
this
I don't
is
know where he's
this is
he's on.
interesting.
Yeah, no,
This is
that's
interesting.
listen. You just opened up something that I did not. I just saw it and I was just like, what is she doing? She's about to run for
You
president.
know what? What you saying this? I just realized two times this past week, this last week. One time last week, and I want to say over the weekend. I got a call like out the blue. You know, you get the sometimes you answer them, sometimes you don't. The telemarketing. So I wasn't sure if it was telemarketing because the number looked like I'm like,
Mhm. A
like
regular
oh,
number.
I need to call. I need to answer. And it was CVS telling me that if I was around, if I was available, I was eligible to get the flu. You could come in and get the flu shot. You could come get this. So now imagine this just happened. This was just happening twice. This happened like, and I'm like, then when you say this, man, hey, listen, they're gonna look up people who's in situations. It's like and say, listen, we understand your situation. You could be eligible, or would you mind trying this drug so that we can help? Or you're eligible to take this drug. Your
Mm.
coverage, your cover, because it's gonna think about it. It's gonna be some coverages that's
But
gonna
that's,
look at
I
this.
mean, that's just sick because, like, we were talking about it earlier, and we're saying, okay, so how do you know if the drug works? Because now you're going to try to see if you don't get
Definitely.
HIV, or you not
They're gonna
are
test.
now not going to use
No.
protection again as a community because you got this
Mm.
prevention for HIV. I mean, obviously, it doesn't prevent from other uh um diseases, but that was largely the thing. But we also have to realize that they stopped testing for HIV like they did in the past. And I went somewhere and I asked them, I said, why aren't you testing for HIV? And they were like, because it's not a disease that's killing people at the same rate. And I'm thinking,
And so,
no.
like,
So
but you think about it, that's not the. It's a bunch of stuff when you go get blood work that they don't test for unless you ask them.
right.
The number of stuff that they don't that they.
But that hurts our community the most because our community is not going to ask. They're going to think if they even get to the doctor, right? They're going to be like, okay, well, I'm just going to expect you, doc, to look out for me. But you're right. They don't just administer. You have to ask for the HIV. Remember, they was like, I need you to sign this so you can get this test because they wanted to know who. But now we're finding out that Georgia HIV rates is crazy. But so after your HIV rates are crazy, and I guess there is a drug that maintains the HIV and all that stuff. But now what if now you could have waited until the prevention to get the
Oh, but
preventable
see,
piece.
this where you got it. So you said you the conspiracy theorist. So you should have already been thinking. You should have put two and two together, right? So you said they haven't been tested, and all of a sudden you said you're a drug. And you got to create the demand. If you think about it, when you want to sell something, you have to create the demand. So here you go. You start testing it. You let people spread it a little bit. So then you get to the point where now you have a Georgia who will need it. And hey, look, miraculously, because remember how long it takes to do some of this stuff. So it's not like you could just say, okay, Georgia has an issue. We're going to start making this drug, and boom, you have it. You got me? So they be like, come on, come on, I mean, it's
Wow, that's huge. That's a huge start in that thing because I was wondering what was happening. I'm like, why are they? And then now, like I said, Georgia is like big place for HIV AIDS. Everybody has rushed there. All New Yorkers. A lot of people are living down there. And doing
but
the whole Georgia thing.
you know what? You said it was no, just it's not really just us. There's a lot of people. There's a whole class of remember you got the and I don't want to just say the undocumented, but you got people who can't afford to have insurance, can't afford to do the copay. Some may have Medicaid or whatever, but can't get there. They can't even get to the doctor or don't have the time. You got to work two or three jobs just to cover your bills. You can't even
Mm.
get to go get checked out. But um, you have some people in some of these towns that don't, that just don't go to the doctor self-medicate. Or if they do, they probably not test. Think about how many places they're not wasting their time. And I hate to say that, but they're like the same way you said, they said it's not killing people. They're not wasting their time to because then at the same time they say you test people. You got people that either don't have it, people that don't want to take it, don't even want to take the test. And if they do take the test, they don't even want to know.
Right.
They don't even want to know the results. So then it
Remember those
becomes,
days? Remember those days you were sitting there like this? Uh, my
yeah,
God, and then you
yeah,
having to have the courage, to find out, like, did I, what did I do?
yeah,
And then now you're right. People don't even have the courage to even take the test or even get the
yeah.
results. I remember some people splitting before they came back. Yeah, I took the test, but I didn't even find out what it is. These days you got to walk around with them papers, people. So thank you so much, Charles, for joining us today. Let me just say this before we go. So at the UN, I believe it was yesterday, Trump said inflation defeated, the price is down, the stock market's at a record high, and what else? What else does he need to do? So what grade would you give President Trump in his first 9 months in office and 3 more years to go? What's your grade for President Trump?
I think it's too early to grade. I mean,
Ah,
I
he's
started off
not getting a
rough.
midterm grade from you or a
Nah,
first
he
year
can't get a
grade.
midterm. He can't get.
You're
He
not gonna
can't.
tell
He
him.
can't. He can't. No, not yet. If anything, you can do the progress report, but you can't get it. You can't. We're not even at the midterm yet. We
Okay,
don't even at the
okay, okay.
midterm yet. So it started off rough. School just started off rough. And then now you're using. Come on, you know how you can pick and choose what you want to make it sound good.
Uh-huh.
But we got to see how things go. We got to
Mm-hmm.
see how things go. But I will say this: I've been places where gas has jumped up and down like every day. I haven't seen numbers jump like this, and I'm just there. Like I went to the front on Monday, and you go and you pass by maybe Tuesday and then Wednesday. Like, damn, 30 cent jump. And it could be just certain places and people playing with the numbers because they're close to the interstates or whatever. But I mean, it's you still got the whole beginning was rough, man, with the ice and all and everything. He got a lot of. Oh, then I mean, it's not the rest, not us, but with what's going on abroad, and it's almost like a disregard.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see. It's still,
Mm-hmm.
it's still
Well,
early.
and just to close, the Hamas has asked Trump to help him with a 90-day or 90 or 60-day ceasefire to give more than half of the rest of the hostages back. And so we're going to see how that transpired. And so we'll tap in next week.
That's
Maybe
what I'm
Charles can come
saying.
back with us next week and see
We
what's
got to
going
see.
on, see how you feeling.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with him, it's almost like a TV show. You got to see what happens in the next episode.
I
You
think
know, he
he's
got,
on it too. I think he knows that he's on the show. Like, what are we doing today, folks? What is, the whole scenario? So, again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your insight because now I'm on Hillary Clinton's butt, okay? Because I knew that she felt some type of way about Kamala Harris. And I know they're trying to figure out who is going to be their next nominee. And then we also have Gavin Newsom, who stood up to Trump last week, and he was talking all that. He was real presidential. He was standing up straight. He's all presidential. So we will see where things are going. And they eliminated